Our second stop in Baltimore takes us to the Towson Town Center, another live and healthy mall making a name for itself in the upscale market. So upscale that I probably look out of place here. But regardless, let's go mall walking. Towson Town Center traces its roots all the way back to 1952, when it was built adjacent to the area's Hutzlers under the name Towson Plaza. Hutzlers wouldn't last long and would be redeveloped at a date beyond my knowledge. Regarding the plaza, the shopping center was one of the first multi-level shopping centers and even retains some initial structure as the lower two floors of the mall today. History is rather murky on the Towson Town Center, but we do know that it was enclosed around 1973 and subsequently renovated in 1982, which would bring forth hects across the parking lot. In 1991, expansions would bring forth the third and fourth floor in Towson Town Center. Since Towson Town Center was located on a hillside, the mall would get a distinctive layout and design that would make it appear as if the mall was two malls stacked on top of each other. And in 2007, the mall would receive expansions once again, these expansions extending the first and second floors toward the Delaney Valley Road. There would be a number of tenant changes and switch-ups happening in the mall. Some notable tenants coming in and out would be a themed restaurant, a bar and lounge, a rainforest cafe, and a bistro sensations. A number of minor renovations would also take place at the mall to keep the image fresh. This unfortunately included bastardizing the charm of the original architecture, as well as the removal of several fountains and even planters. Despite facing negative publicity through crime, the Towson Town Center remains strong, maintaining the presence of a massive 4-floor Nordstrom and a Hecht's that has since been eaten by Macy's. The mall also boasts a number of upscale retailers, including Louis Vuitton, Crate & Barrel, an Apple Store, H&M, Forever 21, and a large number of eateries, which includes the Cheesecake Factory, P.F. Chang's, and a Stony River Legendary Steaks. In addition, a massive redevelopment project near the shopping center is underway to bring in even more retail, along with office space and residential spaces for the students of the nearby Goucher College. It is very clear that the Towson Town Center is doing well and will continue to do so.
We got to pick his head up. There's that sweater. Hold that head down and that tooth down.
Towson Town Center is a thriving and successful mall, so you'd expect the mall to be bland and boring, right? Well, not quite so with this place. Sure, the lack of color leaves something to be desired, but there is still a lot happening visually with the architecture, like we see in the center court. I do think I'm serious about looking out of place here. I mean, what business does someone who doesn't even look 20, wearing an Okami shirt and a game streamer's jacket, have at this mall? Well, in my case, I'm here to hang out with Faded Commerce and Raw and Real Retail. This is the second of 5 malls that I came to visit in Baltimore, and while I didn't initially plan on hitting this mall, I am glad I did make the trip, accompanied with Anthony and Paula and Pat and Heather. Whether or not you'll see either party pop up in this video remains to be seen, however. On the upside though, this does give us a game to play where me and the others try to look for each other in our videos. And here we are at Macy's, and if you look closely at that set of planters, there is a fountain within still going. Even though efforts were made to get rid of fountains, there are still a couple scattered about, like here, that center court we were at earlier, and then the one on the bottom floor. I can't stress enough how massive this mall is. Even if this 2-floor section here was the only mall part, it would still feel huge to walk around inside of. And with the layout as is, the bottom 2 floors manage to feel like 2 separate malls on their own. So it's like 3 malls merged together at Nordstrom to create one super mega mall. I feel like I could almost get lost in this place. Almost. And we're back at the center court to get another look at this grand skylight in the area it encloses. Just get a look at that. It makes you feel tiny and insignificant in the grand plan of consumerism, doesn't it? We meet again. The only other time I've been aware of a bird flying around in the mall was at Century 3. Here, me, Anthony, and company were all watching this bird fly around, and then looking at a few Paul Blarts who were just looking at the bird with a dumbfounded look on their faces. While we're still walking around on this top floor, you'll notice these spaces where there's glass blocks on the floor that allow you to see the lower level. Honestly, I'm kind of afraid to walk on those. I'm worried that the glass will give out and I'll fall straight through. Even though the glass blocks are around half a foot thick and they're held together pretty securely, to me, it just feels precarious walking around on them. I couldn't get enough of this Nordstrom court, by the way. It's really cool seeing all those escalators transport you between the 4 floors, and more impressive to see that multi-floor Nordstrom. That's probably the 3rd 4-level department store I've ever seen. And there's the 3rd fountain hidden among the planter. Did you really think I'd go to this mall and not make a wish at one of the fountains? Look closely and there are a few coins in that fountain, so I can't be the only one doing it. And now we're in the darkness of the 1st floor. This is the original part of the Towson Town Center, and I'm pretty sure you would have to know what you were looking for in order to spot any of the original design, as this mall has changed so much between the 60s and now. And then there's the addition made in the mid-2000s. If I were looking for anything original at this mall, I would have no idea where to even begin. And then the center court. Well, another center court. If you look towards those escalators, there's another set behind them that leads up to the food court on the 3rd floor, which is also connected to the center court upstairs. At least you can get around in this mall. And then there's this area, which suddenly has that feel of a dead mall about it. About half of the business in this wing is gone, and foot traffic is pretty light. Perception is everything, and if I wanted to make this mall appear as dead, I'd just photograph this wing of the mall, and some people would be none the wiser. See what I mean? The mall now feels kind of dead in this area. Obviously, management is going to need to do something about this spot to keep the emptiness from spreading throughout the mall. This place really does feel like it goes on and on forever, doesn't it? It's like you go walking, do some more walking, do some more walking, and then turn the corner and there's more store. Clearly this mall is doing something right to maintain such high occupancy, and hopefully management can stay the course and keep this trend up. And toward the end of this corridor is a crate and barrel I mentioned at the beginning. I didn't go inside, but I am a little curious. What exactly is Crate and Barrel? Besides the obvious, duh, it's a store, like, what kind of merch do they sell? And finally, a mall directory, so we can get a general idea of what shape this mall is. Tell me I'm not the only one who sees 2 or 3 malls joined together at Nordstrom. As we make our way back, there is one store we'll pass by in a moment that I honestly hate the look of, and that is the Apple Store. Anyone who knows me knows that most minimalist design rubs me the wrong way, and the Apple Store is the biggest offender of that. It feels less like a store and more like some kind of prison cell in a dystopian future. Anyway, we're nearing the end of this tour of Towson Town Center, this massive behemoth of a mall. I do hope that you enjoyed the mall as much as I have. Do like the video and comment about what you liked, or dislike and comment about what you didn't like. And if you're new, welcome, and I extend an invitation for you to subscribe and join me for more malls coming down the pipe. And while here, why not give Raw and Real Retail or Faded Commerce a look after this? Our next adventure will break away from the group to go into downtown Baltimore and get a look at something around the Inner Harbor. If you want to keep the discussion going about the Towson Town Center, then you are welcome to come join us on the Dead Malls Discord, which is organized by Sal of the Expedition Log series. There, you can talk about just about everything mall or even retail, and you can discuss it with me, Faded Commerce, Raw and Real Retail, and other creators. If you haven't joined yet, all you gotta do is answer a few questions with the mods, and you'll be good to go. Until next time, this is Doomie Grunt, wishing you and the Towson Town Center farewell and good luck.